Coming up on 5 Minute News. Ron DeSantis presidential launch marred by glitches. White House slams Florida's censorship of inauguration poem. And Trump lawyers seek meeting with Attorney General as investigations heat up. It's Thursday, May 25. I'm Anthony Davis. The far-right Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, said on Wednesday he would seek the 2024 Republican nomination for president, but his live launch audio interview on Twitter with Elon Musk was a technical disaster. DeSantis made his announcement in a video ahead of joining Twitter CEO Elon Musk on the platform. The broadcast of the interview, which had been intended to be the formal launch of the DeSantis campaign, often lost sound, and some users were either unable to join or were dropped. It was an inauspicious start for a campaign predicated on the governor's executive competence. The Florida governor's entrance in the Republican contest set up a showdown with his one-time ally, disgraced former President Donald Trump, that will shake up the race for the White House. But polls show Trump with more than a 2-to-1 edge over the Florida governor. Trump, who announced in November, has also had a head start in organizing his campaign in key early voting states. We must end the culture of losing that has infected the Republican Party in recent years, DeSantis said in the event with Musk once it resumed following a lengthy interruption. The hashtag #disaster was trending on Twitter. Supporters and donors will be keenly watching to see if DeSantis now takes the fight to Trump, who has been relentlessly attacking him with little reaction, much to the frustration of some DeSantis allies who wanted him to respond more forcefully. Mainstream Republicans will be watching DeSantis carefully to see if he can recover from his missteps on foreign policy, such as his initial reluctance to express support for Ukraine in its war with Russia. The White House and advocates on Wednesday decried a Florida school's decision to remove the poem that celebrated author Amanda Gorman recited at President Joe Biden's inauguration from the elementary school portion of its library, calling the move censorship. The poem by Gorman, who is black and became the youngest inaugural poet in U.S. history when she gave her stirring reading of The Hill We Climb, offers a hopeful vision for a deeply divided country, praising a United States that is bruised but whole. The Hill We Climb was written so that all young people would see themselves in an historical moment, and that the president and his administration certainly stand with her, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said at a briefing on Wednesday. Banning books is censorship, period, she said, adding, it limits American freedom. The Miami-Dade County Public Schools on Tuesday confirmed that the book had been removed from the elementary school portion of a library used for both middle school students as well as those in younger grades. Gorman herself said on Tuesday that she was gutted after learning that the book, which included the poem as well as an introduction by Oprah Winfrey, had been moved. She also posted what she said was a copy of a complaint filed against the book by a Florida parent who claimed that the poem indirectly promoted hate and mistakenly identified Winfrey as the author. The complaint and subsequent decision to move the book are the latest examples in Florida and other far-right Christian nationalist Republican-led states seeking to restrict students' access to materials highlighting African American history, race issues, or LGBTQ rights. The administration of Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has also rejected portions of a proposed new high school advanced placement course on African American studies, claiming it has no educational value. It has also banned the teaching of critical race theory, a university-level method for discussing systemic racism in the legal system. Lawyers for Donald Trump have asked for a meeting with Attorney General Merrick Garland as a Justice Department investigation into the former president's handling of classified documents shows signs of winding down. In the letter, which Trump posted on his Truth Social platform, attorneys John Rowley and James Trusty asserted that Trump is being treated unfairly and asked for a meeting to discuss the ongoing injustice that is being perpetrated by your special counsel and his prosecutors. The language echoed some of Trump's own complaints in recent months about the investigations being led by independent special counsel Jack Smith. It was not immediately clear what specifically prompted the letter, but the year-long documents probe appeared to be nearing an end. Agents and prosecutors have interviewed a broad cross-section of witnesses, including attorneys for Trump, former White House officials, and other close aides. The investigation is seeking to determine whether Trump illegally retained hundreds of classified documents taken with him from the White House to his Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, after the end of his tenure, and whether he sought to obstruct government efforts to get the records back. It is not uncommon for defense lawyers to seek meetings with senior Justice Department officials to argue against potential indictments of their clients, though it is unusual for such meetings to include the Attorney General. In addition to the documents investigation, Jack Smith is separately investigating efforts by Trump and his allies to undo and overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Please help to keep this podcast going by supporting our Patreon from just $5 a month at patreon.com/5minutenews.